Omar Khan made a decisive move, swiftly securing an important addition to the Pittsburgh Steelers roster. In a season where the Steelers are looking to solidify their team, Khan didn't waste any time addressing a pressing need. As the team prepares for the upcoming NFL draft to fill several key gaps across the roster, Pittsburgh took a step toward improving their depth by claiming offensive guard Lacus Smith off the waiver wire this past Monday. Smith's path through the NFL has been anything but straightforward. The offensive lineman's journey has seen him bounce around multiple teams in recent seasons. After a brief one-year stint with the Arizona Cardinals, where he struggled to make a lasting impact, Smith was waived and went on to have a whirlwind year. In 2023, he found himself moving from the Houston Texans to the Philadelphia Eagles, and then to the Green Bay Packers, where he spent a brief period. It wasn't until the 2024 season that Smith's fortunes changed, when the New England Patriots picked him up off the Packers' practice squad. They saw potential in Smith and gave him a chance at center. However, despite the opportunity, Smith only played a limited role, logging a mere 5 offensive snaps over the course of 8 games with the Patriots. He did see some action on special teams, being involved in 14% of their snaps, but his overall contribution was modest. Now, with the Steelers, Smith provides a depth piece, something Pittsburgh's offensive line desperately needs. The Steelers have been in search of better protection for their quarterbacks and running backs, especially after they gave up an alarming 49 sacks last season. Smith's arrival comes at a time when the Steelers are grappling with the departure of their starting left tackle, Dan Moore. Moore was one of the more consistent players on Pittsburgh's offensive line, but in free agency, he was scooped up by the Tennessee Titans, who signed him to a hefty 4-year, $82 million contract. Losing Moore was a significant blow to the Steelers' offensive line, leaving them in a vulnerable position as they now face a critical offseason to rebuild and strengthen their front line. With Moore now in Tennessee, the Steelers find themselves in a tricky situation. Their offensive line was already a major area of concern, and Moore's absence only compounds the issue. While Smith might not be a direct replacement for Moore, he's not expected to step into the starting role or become a major contributor on the field. His addition does help add some depth to a group that has become thinner and more uncertain. For a team that's trying to remain competitive in the AFC North, building depth is crucial, and that's exactly what Smith provides. However, the Steelers know that adding a depth piece like Smith isn't enough to solve their O-line issues. If they're serious about protecting their quarterback, especially if they intend to start a 41-year-old veteran like Ben Roethlisberger, should he return in 2025, the team will need to make more substantial moves. The offensive line will need to be bolstered significantly, and that's where the draft could prove to be Pittsburgh's best opportunity. While the Steelers have been relatively quiet during this free agency period, they could look to the draft as their primary means of improving the line and filling in the gaps left by key departures. In terms of free agency, the Steelers haven't been active in making big-name signings. The team seems content to take a more patient approach, allowing the draft and other strategic moves to dictate their off-season strategy. However, one major move they did make this off-season has caught the attention of fans and analysts alike. The Steelers successfully acquired star wide receiver DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks in a trade that sent shockwaves through the NFL. Metcalf is a rare talent, known for his athleticism, size, and ability to make plays downfield. The Steelers didn't stop there. After acquiring him, they immediately locked up Metcalf with a massive 5-year, $150 million contract extension. This move signals Pittsburgh's commitment to improving their roster, particularly in the wide receiver core, where they've lacked a true game-breaker for some time. While the addition of Metcalf is an exciting development for the Steelers, it doesn't change the fact that their offensive line remains a major weakness. If the team intends to take full advantage of Metcalf's talent and give their quarterback the protection he needs, they will have to make addressing the O-line a top priority. It's no secret that quarterbacks, regardless of their experience, cannot thrive in a system that fails to protect them. This is especially true if the Steelers plan to start a quarterback in his 40s, a situation that would demand even more protection and careful planning. As the offseason progresses, it will be interesting to see how the Steelers balance the needs of the roster. The acquisition of Smith is a positive step, but there's a long road ahead. The draft remains the most realistic opportunity for the team to address their offensive line issues head-on, while their new addition in Metcalf gives fans hope that the Steelers are not only looking to the future, but are also making a conscious effort to remain competitive in the present. With key decisions looming and a roster full of potential, the next few months will be pivotal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their ability to fill the voids on their offensive line and secure the protection their quarterback needs will be central to their success in the